question on that? Next is a motion to approve Avaya, is that how you say it? Avaya. Network hardware and software maintenance for an amount not to exceed $4,400 from GHA technology funds allocated through IT contractual service amount.
You say 4,400? 3,900, right? Okay.
Mine says 4,400.
Mine says 44.
Yeah, 39.
We budget and finance found the cheaper vendor, so we ended up changing it. So I think Susie, council secretary, had already printed out previously.
So it's 3,900 now? Okay.
If the company's the same though?
On your probably GHA, on the new one should be CDWG.
Yeah,
CDWG.
Yeah, CDWG.
Yeah, mine not seeing it.
It's right after the amount. Oh, I'm looking at the actual agenda.
Oh, it's
Yeah, so it's right on our agenda, but on the actual page, it's got the wrong.
Oh, so is this page?
Yeah,
Last one?
yeah, this one says 44, it should be 39, but on our agenda, it actually says 3,900. And by CDWG, so we just need to change that on
So is it,
It's not 3,895.
3,800 is.
160. That's it. Okay.
so it should say 3,900?
Yep.
30.
This number right here. 3,895.
Motion was not received.
Yeah.
And the company instead of Avaya is CDWG?
No. They're just providing that network, the company is CDWG. We're paying the money to CDWG, correct?
It's right on the agenda.
Yes, it's this one.
Oh,
So just change
3,900.
3,900. And then this right here, this is GHA, that changes to
Right now.
CDWG.
Yeah, but it says we click on the
Yeah.
agenda.
Just correct, just correct.
Chair 39 not to exceed, right?
Right.
That was Eureka, wasn't it? That was the one on Eureka with the pedestrian, was it? Yeah.
I'd like to know, I know it's probably not on this issue, but I know that our council meeting, there were some issues with the tapes. Just please give us an update about that and what's the status of that being fixed.
Fixes like, these are like, I mentioned in the email that these are 14-year-old equipment. We've been having this issue for the last 8 years. What we are doing is we put IT forces in there to try to fix this equipment without costing us. It costs a lot of hours and manpower on our end. We are not expert at this equipment either. So what we do, we put IT people in, trying to figure out what we can do. Now we don't have anyone, so what's happening is whoever work on them, if their failure happens, we will see this kind of outage. We saw those outages before as well, but it was minimal.
Okay, so is the April meeting, is that going up, because it's still not up?
There are 2 meetings are missing.
The March ones, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, so is our meeting on Tuesday going to be taped?
Yes.
Okay, and you check the equipment, is it working, is it functioning?
Yes. And you know,
Short and really long term, but what do we need to do to fix that system? Because we are obligated to
Nothing.
provide that documentation.
Invest in new technology is the answer, and unfortunately, I think Sneehall had previously had it quoted, and what was the neighborhood?
minimum 30,000 to just, if we focus on just the council meeting taping with some equipment staying current and updated the failure ones.
Okay.
Those are minimum 30,000. If we start adding more features that we are trying to cover a lot of other things with, then it goes up to $80,000.
And the issue is if you spend 30, I mean,
Might as well.
you're eventually gonna get to the 80 plus probably by the time you start tacking it on one by one.
And then the 30,000 that you spent is probably outdated at that
Possibly.
point.
I got a question. Was this replacement cost, or did you have them look to see if they could fix it? Because it seems like lately it's buy new, buy new, buy new, and you guys saying that you're not experts at it. You brought a company into about, is this fixable?
And that's what we did before.
Okay.
Even on IT, when we do it, trying to send it out for fixed costs like $2,000, $3,000 a time. But these models are so old, some of them not fixable. They are sitting on a shelf because they say, okay, this model is not available, we cannot fix it, then we'll send you a new one. So that's the $30,000 to fix.
Is the main problem the tape, the VHS recorder?
So that's clear, and I heard the VHS, we don't use VHS for record. These are high DV recorders. Each recorder costs $6,000.
Okay. So we're recording it right on the DVD then?
It's called DVD. And so we record
So it's like a hard drive.
two streams. One on tape, high definition tape, and other one goes to DVD. So we always have backup.
Okay.
If
So
one fails, then other one
So
will work.
what happened to the March
With
meeting?
March, yeah.
March meeting, we have to change the source to send it to the tape. We did not change the source, so the recording was going on blank.
Okay, when you talk about tape, what kind of tape is it?
Somebody
It's a
made that.
DV tape, high definition video tapes. It's,
Who's actually physically there doing the taping? Is there a person there?
right now, we don't have IT folks, so we are trying to work with administration, whoever's available, trying to fulfill whoever can do the taping.
With Sneehall's help, Carl has been trying to fill in as much as possible to try to manage that.
Well, I just wondered why Alan Horn hasn't been able to be there at least one evening with him, because it didn't seem like he had any problems with it.
Well, the issue with Alan is that he lives past Sterling Heights, and leaving here, he was getting home at 10, 11 o'clock at night. And so we were trying to relieve him of that, so we don't have to pay him for those duties. So Carl's been staying to try to minimize that to Alan.
Did
And it's
you want to
really,
give Carl some sort of training on it?
Sneehall did.
Sneehall.
Yeah. Sneehall is the one trained Alan.
And Alan had issue, not because of Alan, when you train someone that's not professional production person, something sticks in their mind. I'm not professional production either, but took me last 14 years to play with it.
So I got a question. How can we fund it to update this? Could this be possibly some come from TIFA, some come from other funds? Does it have to come from the general fund? I mean, I think TIFA would be a good source because, economic development, advertising, I don't know.
It's not in a TIFA district, and it really doesn't impact economic development, so that would be a tough argument to make.
But we're also looking at an item on here that's not in a TIFA district.
But it impacts economic development. Those are the two tests that you have to test TIFA expenses.
But our screen that we have up on there, that could impact economic development.
No, because we can't advertise on it because that's controlled by Comcast, WOW, and any of the other cable providers, so we can't sell advertising per se.
No, I'm not saying that, but we could put advertising on there for the events going on in the city, which is going to bring people in, that's going to impact economic development by bringing people in. I'm stretching it, okay?
Yeah, you want to make that argument, TIFA, I know what I go through with that,
The
with
only
that
people
board.
seeing that are the people that are the residents here and have that cable channel. It's not really a wide enough forum
don't
or
put stuff
medium.
up, okay?
I'm just saying, for us, to,
I'm trying to find it somewhere.
Yeah, we do put things on there. We post our events and stuff on there, but it's not.
With a very well-prepared argument, maybe you could get part of it. I don't know, maybe you could argue that some of it could be funded, but you would likely still have to come up with some alternate, support.
Well, then if you did the water quality report on there, some of it could come from water.
Now, that's a good one.
I don't know. What's the majority of the cost though? Is it the recording, is it the
Idea, that's
capturing,
all.
is it the storage? I mean, somebody could hold a video camera and put it on YouTube for nothing. What is our expense?
I don't know, I'm not getting
And
this.
that's the thing, you know, a lot of times these kind of things discussing,
Yeah,
okay,
good point, Ian, good point.
what if somebody can write, get like $1,000 camera
Right.
and start recording?
Yeah.
Put the time of someone with the recording, converting, putting up on the air, you're probably looking at per meeting at least 6-7 hours.
And I was just asking really what our obligation is in terms of storage, or I don't know where all the expense is going.
Use the unique word of obligation. I mean, technically, we don't have an obligation to do any of it. I mean, I think if you go back a few terms ago, they even made a decision to take it down. It's always been done as a courtesy because there's a lot of people at home that can't make it, that want to watch and understand what's going on. And that will remain our goal, but of course, finding that funding source is critical.
Well, that was part of